One of the most asked questions I get is somewhat alike to how do I get better aim. So therefore today I'll be going through ways that you can speed up the process of improving your aim. Let's start by getting the obvious out of the way. That is playing more, which obviously has impact on the speed at which you'll be improving your aim at, as well as becoming better at anything in real life. The more time you spend, the better you'll become. So first off, let's compare PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds to other shooter games. As an example, we have Counter-Strike Global Offensive, where players who wishes to improve their aim spend hours on servers where the only objective is to kill everyone, with an instant respawn timer and no holdback. You decide which weapons you want to improve with and go from there. There's both deathmatch and 1v1 arenas and probably a ton more that I don't even know about. Now I know CSGO and PUBG are far from one another, but we can take from CSGO and apply it to PUBG. So basically what I'm saying with this is get as much action you possibly can with as little downtime as possible. We can do this by landing at high populated areas. Of course we have downtime whenever we die, but in future we may see a requeue system to get into games faster. Remember, this is still an early access game and we're constantly seeing the game move forward. So for the entire first season, pretty much all I did was land at high populated areas. This helped me improve a lot. So let's take a look at this map here. We're going to pretend that the plane flies over each area so you'll have a direct dive down. I've chosen to divide the most populated areas, according to my experience, into 3 color categories: red being full blast zone, orange still crowded, and yellow the least but still active areas. I suggest you go for the red ones. This can be a very tiring way of playing PUBG if you're new to the game, or just new to shooter games in general, but do not worry, there's more ways to help your butt. One perfectly good way for new players is to look for a friend or find someone, maybe through a certain Discord, which may be linked in a pinned comment, I don't know, who is far better than you. Even if it's duo or squad, it does not matter, but if you play with players above your skill level, it's very likely that you will get better just by playing with them. And also aim wise, as there's a good chance that the better player can come out on top even if you get knocked down in a fight. Whereas if you played with people on your own skill level, if you're a newbie, you might all get your butts kicked together at the same time. So this could grant you multiple lives in one match. This next way is for players who consider themselves familiar with PUBG, and this way is a lot of fun. And it does not only help you improve aim wise, but gives you a better tactical approach. And that is solo squad matches. I know you may be thinking that's impossible, but no it's not. As you see, most of the times you get to choose when the fight is to be started, as you're a solo player against maybe a full squad, so you'll probably spot them before they spot you. One trick is to knock out one of their squad members and apply some tactics to it. Use that player as bait for others to come and assist them. You also have a lot more opportunity to rotate around being a solo squad member, as you're like a needle in a haystack compared to a full squad. This way can also help you improve in solo queue at the late game, where you may take fire from multiple angles at once. I find this way very helpful, as it allows you to enter much more difficult situations than you may end up with in solo queue, thus giving you more training when under pressure. A last note is bridge camping. This is a fan-freaking-tastic way of improving at hitting moving targets. If you see the circle may end up at the military island, get to the bridge ASAP and set up your camp. From here, you will most likely only see players moving alone in vehicles, therefore you do not have to deal with the pressure of being fired upon, as you decide when the first shot is fired. And then all the heavy pressure is on their shoulders, as they need to avoid the rain of chaos that you're bringing down on them. There's also a pretty solid learning curve when it comes to choosing between single burst or auto fire. For completely new players, I suggest you get a feel for the single fire on medium range before learning to control the sprays of the different weapons. But no doubt, full auto fire is very deadly, but it's a lot harder to use at further distances. So instead you could just try to click faster and faster as you go along with single fire. One of the biggest wishes that I have is that they allow us to change the action of clicking our right mouse button, at least when we're playing hardcore first person mode, as I personally would much rather have it aimed down the sight when I hold right click in first person, as it just feels more natural. The current holding right click mouse option seems almost completely useless to me in first person. I mean, some cases you will use it, but hey, we'll see, the first person mode is not even out yet, so we'll just have to wait. So yeah, that's my ways that have helped me improve a lot in PUBG, as in solo queue games, if you just hide around, there's going to be a lot of downtime without any action. So you might make it to late game a lot of the times, but if you do not know how to shoot, then you'll never have a consistent win ratio when entering top 10. I hope you found something that you can use. Have a nice day.